Like FPL team reveals, well, Fantasy Football Fix don't do things the traditional way. The Elite 11 is unlike any other team reveal, offering real-time tracking data. The combined Elite 11 boasts an unrivaled 74 top 10k and 55 top 5k finishes. You can follow transfers, captain selections, and activated chips used by the Elite 11 managers, all live and in real time. You can also track the Consensus 11, an amalgamation of the Elite 11, combining the Elite 11 managers' FPL knowledge into one aggregated team for you to follow. After a couple of subpar game weeks, a much more respectable score of 75 points in Gameweek 16 has earned a rise back up to 59k. With a tally of 6 saves made by Aaron Ramsdale, it was a surprise to see Arsenal rank 3rd best for expected goals conceded during the game week. Only Liverpool and Man City fared better. But a 5th yellow card of the season for João Cancelo will rule him out against Leeds midweek. Chelsea failed to keep a clean sheet for a 4th consecutive game week, but Antonio Rudiger, ever the nuisance in the opposition box, earned both of his size penalties. No player won as many as his 4 fouls in the final third during the game week. Doubts over the fitness of Diogo Jota led to a change in transfer, with Antonio coming in rather than Bowen, to allow for Raphinha to bolster the bench. A 32-minute cameo blocked the Leeds midfielder's 7-point return, but the stats back up the decision to start Jota. No player recorded a higher non-penalty expected goals figure in Gameweek 16. And patience in Bryan Mbeumo was rewarded after he slotted in a 96th minute match-winning penalty against Watford, in the absence of Ivan Toney. No player took as many as his 3 shots during the match. Cristiano Ronaldo was also on target from the penalty spot, but Joshua King was again overshadowed by teammate Emmanuel Dennis, who headed in from a corner moments after the Norwegian had been denied by the post. King was tasked with a greater defensive responsibility, but still accounted for 70% of Watford's expected goals figure, missing their only big chance. So let's move on to discuss the transfer plans ahead of Tuesday's Gameweek 17 deadline. There's one free transfer available, 0.3 million in the bank, and the plan is to go ahead with the proposed move from last game week. It's a slightly more difficult decision to sell Raphinha now, another week closer to the end of his tougher fixtures, and with the addition of penalty duties continuing to boost his value. In all honesty, he's likely to come back in 3 or 4 game weeks, but for the time being he provides the only route to Jarrod Bowen, someone that I'm keen to lock in for the run of fixtures that West Ham have from Gameweek 18 onwards. Conor Gallagher is a tempting alternative after his brace against Everton, but it's the uncertainty over where he plays week to week that puts me off. Sometimes deeper, sometimes more advanced, depending on who plays alongside him. Having said that, the thought of him firing long-range efforts at 3rd choice Willy Caballero in goal for Southampton next game week is frightening. But Bowen is more my type of fantasy asset. His tally of 8 shots in the box over the last 3 game weeks trails only Salah amongst midfielders, while only Jota and Salah can better his 3 big chances. So Raphinha to Bowen is likely to be the transfer for Gameweek 17, and here's how the team is set to line up. Arsenal have the potential to frustrate West Ham at home, just as Burnley did last game week. They've conceded just 1 goal across their last 4 matches at the Emirates, keeping 3 consecutive clean sheets there, against Watford, Newcastle and Southampton. It's set to be a 3-man defence, as Cancelo drops out to serve his 1-match suspension. Alexander-Arnold faces a Newcastle side that have scored just 2 goals in the last 4 game weeks, with only Norwich, Burnley and Wolves faring worse. Reece James has earned just a single point across the last 4 game weeks combined, with Chelsea failing to keep a clean sheet in that time. But Everton meanwhile have scored just 4 goals, with only 3 teams fashioning fewer than their 5 big chances. Diogo Jota looks well placed for a recall to the starting lineup, after recovering from his knock to feature from the bench last game week. In the last 4 game weeks, he ranks top amongst all players for big chances and expected goals, with only Salah able to match his 14 shots in the box. With a goal and assist in the last 2 game weeks, Bryan Mbeumo could keep his place in the 11 ahead of Tino Livramento. Man United have kept back-to-back clean sheets, but have relied heavily on the heroics of David De Gea, who's averaged 4.3 saves per game in the last 4 game weeks. Only Leicester, Southampton and Watford have faced more shots from inside the box during that period. West Ham have produced 12 goals and an 11.2 expected goals figure during away matches this season, with only Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea faring better on either account. Mikel Antonio has taken just 6 shots in the last 4 game weeks, as his goal drought continues, but has fared better from a creative point of view. He ranks top amongst forwards for expected assists in that time, while only Alan St-Maximin has carved out more chances than his 6. Joshua King has taken just 7 shots in the last 4 game weeks, but ranks amongst the top 4 forwards for big chances and expected goals. But Burnley are never easy to break down at Turf Moor. They rank 5th best for expected goals conceded in home matches this season. Cristiano Ronaldo narrowly outscored Mohamed Salah last game week, and again provides the differential captaincy option midweek, when United travel to Brentford all being well. He's matched the Egyptian with tallies of 3 goals and 5 big chances in the last 4 game weeks. Brentford have kept just 1 clean sheet in their last 4 home matches, shipping 5 goals and racking up a 3.86 expected goals conceded figure. But Newcastle have failed to keep a clean sheet in their last 4 on the road, allowing 8 goals against them and recording a 7.99 expected goals conceded figure. So on that basis, it'll be another week where Mohamed Salah wears the armband.